Hello. All right. For this question, I want to teach you how to using Gauss-Jordan elimination method. All right. Elimination method. There are many types of. You have Gauss elimination method. So now we specifically go to the Gauss-Jordan elimination method. All right. So I will tell you later what is meant by Gauss-Jordan elimination method. So when you said using Gauss-Jordan elimination method, or they said elimination method, we are using the ERO, the elementary row operation, right? Elementary rows operations. Do you still remember while I teaching you how to how to do elementary row operation in the previous video? All right. Now before you doing this question, you have to revise the concept of elementary row operations, which we have 3 steps, right? We have 3 steps. So so for now, we have 3 types of operation for elementary row operation. So okay, so in order to using Gauss-Jordan elimination method, or we said elementary row operations, is apply. Actually, this method is applying elementary row operation. So how to find the value of x, y, z? So we can write this in the form of matrix equation first, right? Matrix equation. So means that we can actually convert this into a matrix form, right? 2, 5, 1. So we can convert into a matrix form. So after we convert here, you have x, y, z, right? X, y, z. It's the same, just like you're doing to solve the simultaneous equation by using the adjoint method. So 1, -2, 1, right? So 2, -3, 4. 1, -2, 1, 2, -3, 4. And here you have -1, 3, 2, right? So then you have this is your matrix 1, 2, -1, -1, -2, -3, 3, 1, 4, 2. All right. So then this is your matrix form. So in order for you to using the the Gauss-Jordan elimination method, at first you have to write this in the form of augmented matrix. But this is different from the one that you want to finding inverse. So then you just write all the matrix, right? 2, -3, 4, -1, 3, 2, right? 1, -2, 1, 2, -3, 4, 1, 3, 2. From this, and x, y, z, I just write this way because I want to find x, y, z. So I don't write the x, y, z for augmented matrix. I just put this in one more column for this. All right. So this one become the augmented matrix in solving linear equation. So it's a Gauss-Jordan elimination method. Okay. So now we go for as if you remember that we have to make sure how to using elementary row operation. So now elementary row operation follow. I have teach you the method here, which I using this as I want to make this become 1 and this 2 become 0. All right. This 2 become 0. So you have 3 type of step. One, you can interchange the row. Secondly, you take a row, equal, you multiply the row by a k, right? Or the third one, you take that row, you modify by taking that row, add to another row, okay, which the k cannot be 0, right? So the first step here is this is to make something become 1, right? You have to make 1. So this one you make something become 0. So now we go for the first step. You make something become 1. Either you interchange or you multiply by a constant. So based on this matrix, you have already 1 here, right? Here is already 1. So you have skipped the first step. So now you go for the 2 step here. this 2, the step 2 here, you have to make this 2 become 0. So make something become 0, there's only one operation here. So very simple, you have to alright, you have to modify which row? You have to modify 2 row, because you have to make this become 0, right? 0. So this is from row number 2. This is from row number 3. You want to modify. This is the way you write modify. So I take the row 2 and the row 3. Remember that when in the previous video I teach you that when you want to make this 2 0, you must refer to the first row. Right? The second row and the third row refer to the first row. Refer here means I put the row 1 here. So what is the value here? So you see there you go, you have a plus k here, right? So then you have to decide what is the k here. So you look at this. This is from row 2, right? You want to make this become 0. So 2, you will change the sign, become -2. -1 will become plus 1. So very simple. Now row 1 is not modified, so I copy back. -2, 1, 2. Alright, okay, now I ready my calculator. Make sure no mistake. So now, see, it's between 2 and 1, right? Now it's between row, this is your row 1, this is your row 2, this is your row 3. So 1 by 1. So now it's row 2 and row 1, row 2 and row 1. So here you have 0. -3 and -2 means -3 from the row 2 is -3 minus with 2 from the row 1. The row 1 here is -2. This is the way you do the operation, right? -3 plus 4, you have 1, right? -3 plus 4, you have 1. Okay, so now I'm not going to tell you what to do here. Now it's between row 2 and row 1. For this, 4 and 1. 4 minus 2 times 1, right? 4, put a 4 here, minus 2 times with 1. So you have 2, right? You have 2 here. And for this, it's between 5 and 2. Row 2 and row 1. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. So try to think. This is 5. Minus 2 times 2. 5 minus 2 times 2, you have 5 minus 4, which is 1. Right? Minus 4, which is 1. So I have complete. Now go for the row 3 and row 1, right? Row 3 and row 1. Row 3 and row 1. So you just add up, right? Plus. So -1 plus 1 definitely will become 0. Because, okay? So 3 plus -2, you have 1. Alright? Now, plus 2 plus 1, you have 3. Right? You have 3. So 1 plus 2, row 3 plus row 1, you have 3. Right? Okay, you have complete the step 2. You have become 0. So now go for the step 3. You make this become 1. I'm very lucky, right? This here is already 1, right? It's already 1, right? So means that I don't modify it. Okay, it's already 1 there. So I'm going to make this 2 become 0. Make this 2 become 0. So means that here 0, here also 0, right? So how to make this 2 become 0? Again, we're using this operation. Okay, one more time, you see. Or you can pause the video and redo yourself first. So now, you modify which row? You modify, you want this become 0. You want this become 0. This is come from the first row. So you modify the first row. And you modify the third row. So the row 1, the row 3. Again, the same thing. This 2, 0 refer to row 1. This 2 want to become 0 must refer to row 2. So the row 2 will be here. The row 2. So what's the value here? You look at the value here. -2 will become +2. 1 will become -1. Right? So now, the one that you are not modified is row 2. So you copy back the row 2. 0, 1, 2, 1. Now go slowly. Now it's row 1 and row 2. Now this is your row 1, row 2 and row 3. So row 1 plus 2 times row 2. So row 1 and row 2. So 1 and 0. Definitely you will get back the 1, right? -2 and 1. -2 plus 2 times with row 2. 1. So you will get 0 here, right? So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 times 2. 4 plus 1. You have 5. Okay. So 2 and 1. Row 1 and row 2. Row 1 and row 2. 2 and 1. 2 plus 2 times with 1. So you have 4. Right? Alright, done. Now we have done for this. Now go for this. Row 3 minus row 2. Right? Row 3 minus row 2. 0 minus 0. 0. 1 minus 1. 0. 3 minus 2. You have 1. Right? 3 minus 2. You have 1. 3 minus 1. You have 2. Right? So you have done for the 4th step. Now go for the 5th step. You make this become 1. And this question is very lucky, right? You have, look at this. This is already 1, right? Already 1. So means that this step is done, right? Now go for the final step. Make this 2 become 0. Make this 2 become 0. You're making this, You're making this 2 become 0. You're making this 2 become 0. Means you want to turn everything here. This one, left hand side here. The left hand side here, everything into an identity. Means 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. That is our purpose. So, again, now we writing here. Now we modify. This one is from row 1. Row 1. And this is from row 2. Row 2. And the row 1 and the row 2 refer to row 3. These 2, 0 refer to the 3rd row. So what is the number here? 5, it will be negative 5. 2, it will be negative 2. Okay? Alright, so now carry out the same thing. So the row 3 is not modified. So 0, 0, 1, 2. Right? So this is now it's between, this is your row 1, row 2 and row 3. Now it's between row 1 and row 3, right? Row 1 and row 3. So here will be 1, 0, 5. 5 and 1, right? Row 1 and row 3, 5 and 1. You're putting here 5 and 1. Definitely you will get 0, right? So now go for this. Now row 1 and row 3 for this one. So 4 and 2. 4 minus 5 times with 2 from the row 3. So you have 4 minus with 10. 4 minus 10, you have negative 6. Negative 6. And now go for the row 2. Modify the row 2 and row 3. Row 2 and row 3. So 0 and 0 definitely become 0. 1 and 0. Row 2 and row 3. 1 and 0. 1 here. Okay, now look at this. 2 and 1. Right? 2 minus 2 times 1. You will get 0. You have reached identity. Right? This is what you want when you do elementary row operation. So now go for this. It's between 1 and 2. Right? 1 and 2. 1 minus 2 times 2. Right? 1 and 2. So you have 1 minus with 4. You have negative 3. Right? You have negative 3, negative 6 and 2. So means from this linear equation, you using elementary row operation, the Gauss-Jordan elimination method, then you will reach identity here, right? So once it's reached identity here, this is called a reduced RREF. We have the short form is RREF. This is called reduced. So when you see this word, you must understand this is the form where we call reduced epsilon form, right? Reduced rows epsilon form. So when the question said reduce the matrix into reduced row echelon form, means that you have an identity on one side. All right. So then from here you can know the x. This is the x here. X is negative 6. And the middle one, it will be a y. Y is negative 3. And your z to be 2. This is the way you're using Gauss-Jordan elimination method. You have to reach the reduced row echelon form. So, okay, this will be your answer for this question. So, alright, that's all for this video by using Gauss-Jordan elimination method.